Hello? Okay, we are lesson 6. Lesson 6. Okay, open your book. Open your book. Quickly, quickly, quickly. People in the back, quickly. Okay, we're on paragraph 3, okay, the third paragraph, which will be on page 127. Page 127. Okay, so please open your book to page 127, and we are on paragraph 3, the third paragraph. Okay, so we'll start from this sentence, okay, last time. Okay, so in the lesson, the sentence, the incident was so heartbreaking that he hardly spoke to Jack for a month. The last time we talked about the sentence pattern we used here. Okay, so, and many of you have already known that this sentence pattern is actually so that. Okay, the sentence pattern we use here is so that, which means somebody is so to something, some adjective to a degree. Okay, so that means so that. So heartbreaking. So that means something happened to Augie, and that is heartbreaking, which means that something really makes him sad. Okay, that means heartbreaking. When something makes you sad, we will say something is heartbreaking. Okay, and then he hardly spoke to Jack for a month. Okay, so here the sentence pattern we use here will be so that. So means to something to a degree, and then this thing happened. So he cannot speak to Jack for a month. Okay, so here, hardly. My second question will be hardly, okay? And did you remember how you explain hardly in Chinese? Team 7. How do you explain hardly? 几乎不, almost not, okay? Where's your textbook? Why don't you bring your book? Do you think I will believe you? And where's your team members? You don't know. Okay, so here's your book. So you need to rely on yourself. Right? Okay, so hardly means almost not. So he almost cannot speak to Jack for a month, okay, for 30 days. That will be hardly. Okay? Any question? No? Any question? No? Okay, and goes to another team member. Okay? Ting Wei is absent. So, Ting Lun. Okay? But you are supposed to have 2 members. Okay. I waited there. Okay, so we have 2 absent. I believe that Tony is being late again because he is still in his bed. Okay, anyway, here, hardly, okay. So hardly means almost not. Okay, hardly means almost not. And I remember that I have told you that this word hardly, usually we don't use it along with not or never. We do not put 2 negative forms together to form a sentence. Okay, so please remember, when you use hardly, do not use it along with not or never. Okay, so that's how we use hardly. And since we have the second question, now I want Team 1 to answer this question. Make a sentence to explain how you use hardly. Team 1. That will be you, yes. Make a sentence with hardly. Okay, you can hardly understand this question, which means you don't understand the question, right? Okay, so that is a very good sentence. Okay, and the second thing we need to remember is how you use feel. Okay, so right now I want you to pick one word that is right in each blank. So the first question, Dave felt what when he saw a stray dog on the street? And the second question, we could really feel the sweat, what, down on the back, okay? Trick trickle means go down. Okay, means go down. The sweat go down. Okay. So team two. Team two. The first one. Felt sad, pain, or terribly. Sad. Okay. Why? Why do you pick sad? Okay, very good. So remember, when you use feel, you need to put it along with an adjective. So here, I put 3 words here. The first one is an adjective, and the second one is a noun, and the third one is an adverb. So remember here, feel. When you use feel, you need to put it along with an adjective. And what about the second question, trickle or trickly? Which one is correct? Team 6. Team 6. Trickly, why? Trickly, why? Why do you put trickly? 感官动词, okay, so it's an essential verb. So let's take a look at this answer. So that will be feel the sweat trickling, means it is trickling down, if something is happening and you feel it, then we will use it along with the ing. Okay, so that will be how you use feel, the word feel. Okay, and my next question is this sentence, okay? So in the story, Augie knew about this, okay? He knew about, he overheard, remember he heard something accidentally, that it was the principal that had asked him to befriend the new kid, okay? So my question here is how do we explain this, the sentence pattern we use here? So right now I need you to use the board here to write down the sentence pattern, okay? The sentence pattern, what kind of sentence pattern we are using here in this sentence? It was the principal that had asked him to befriend the new kid, which means you need to tell me which one, what is the main sentence pattern, and where is the subject, where is the verb, where is the object or the component. Okay, so where's my pen? Here. Do you have one? Okay. Okay, so team 4. Okay, come. One member, only one member. Okay, and write down the sentence pattern on this board. Okay, I want 2 teams, okay, to see if you can understand. So another team will be team 7. Team 7. Do you have other teams? Okay. 强调句. Okay. And how about you? If you want to write it more clearly, maybe you can tell me where is the main sentence pattern here? Where is the main part? Where is the main part of the sentence pattern? And where is the subject? Where is the verb? And where is the object? Only 强调句. Okay, go back. Okay, so other than 强调句, is there any other things that you can pay attention to in this sentence? It was the principal that had asked him to befriend the new kid. Is there anything else that you can pay attention to? Anyone? Any other team? 形容词子句 where? Principal, are you sure? So 你觉得这里是形容词子句? Okay, so we have two answers here. One will be 强调句, okay, and the other one will be 形容词子句, adjective clause. Okay, so which one will be the correct one? Let's take a look at my answer. So here is my answer. It's actually 强调句分裂句. Okay, so that will, in English we will say that is correct sentence. Okay, correct sentence. And how do you manage to analyze the sentence? Okay, next time I ask you to write down the sentence pattern, I want you to do like this. Okay, I want you to do like this. Tell me which part is the subject, where is the object, and where is the verb. Okay, so next time do not just write down the answer. I need you to analyze the sentence. Okay, so here 强调句、分裂句 plus sentence. How do we put that? It will be it was that. It was that. Okay, so it was that. When you want to emphasize something, you put that between it was and that. Okay, so here the author is trying to emphasize, wants to stress. It is the principal, not somebody else. Okay, not the teacher, not the parents, not the father, not the friend, not anyone else. Okay, it is the principal, the leader of the school that wants him to be friends with Augie. Okay, so here remember, when you are using this sentence pattern, you put a normal sentence and then chop it, okay, chop it and pick the most important part and then put that between it was and that. Can you understand what I'm talking about? Understand? So that means if you delete that and delete it was, that will be a normal, a common sentence. So originally, the original sentence is actually the principal had asked him to befriend the new kid. Okay, that is the original sentence. And right now, we want to emphasize the principal. The principal, not somebody else. So we put that between it was and that. So that will be 分裂句 or 强调句. Because you want to emphasize, 你想要强调校长, okay? So that you put that between it was and that. Okay? Understand? Okay, very good. Okay, so that will be this sentence pattern. And then next part of the paragraph 3. And I want someone to read it for us. Okay, so team 5. Okay, so 3 of you, each of you be responsible for one part. Okay, start reading. Who goes first? Okay, rotate. Okay, start from you. But now. Okay. Okay, so that is after that thing happened. Okay, what happened? He knew, okay, Augie knew about the incident, knew about that principal asked his friend Jack to be friend. So that is not from his heart. He does not want to be Augie's friend from the bottom of his heart. Okay, so he knew everything about that. And then after that, he was really sorry. He was really sorry because he knew that how cool and smart Augie was. Okay, so my first question, please tell me how cool and smart Augie was. What kind of sentence pattern we are using here? What is the part of the speech? How cool and smart Augie was. What is this? Team 3. How cool and smart Augie was. What is this? 强调? No, it's not 强调. It's not to emphasize something. The key word will be how. How cool and smart Augie was. The key word will be how. What is the part of the speech here? No, you just stand up. Team 1.感叹句. Not really, not exactly, not 感叹句. But yes, the keyword will be how. But is it 感叹句? Team 9. 强调句. No. Yes, you do stand up. Team 6. 间接问句，它是间接问句没有错，不过在这边算是间接问句吗？ 这边其实不算间接问句 ，actually it's a noun phrase. How cool and smart all he was. It's a noun phrase. 是个名词子句，疑问词所引导的名词子句。所以刚刚这样讲是正确的话 ，indirect question 就是非间接，就是间接问句，好，间接问句。Okay, so here remember. 这个呢，名词子句哈，我们这边用中文解释一次，这边请你要注意听哦，因为在这一课里面其实出现了3次以上，它其实出现了好几次，所以你要注意听哦。How cool and smart all he was. Actually, when you use what, who, when, where, how, these are all questions. Okay, these are all questions, and you put it in before subject and the verb. A subject and a verb, and that will be a 名词子句 a noun phrase. And remember, because it's a clause, 它是个名词子句 so remember, it's not a complete sentence. It's not a complete sentence. So, in the sentence, you can see that here we have the subject, he, learn will be the verb, and how cool and smart all he was is actually the object. It's actually the object. So here, that will be 主词、动词、受词。So remember, when you use this, it's not 感叹句 because if you say that it's a 感叹句 exclaimer, then that will be a complete sentence. But it's not. It's not here. Okay, it's only part of the sentence. So remember, you cannot say how cool he was. Okay, and then put a and then make it a complete sentence. It's not. Okay, it's not. It's actually the object of learn. So he learned about this. He learned that he is a smart person. Okay, and he genuinely. What do you mean by genuinely? Those who stand up. Genuinely. What do you mean by genuinely? 真诚的 sincerely. Okay, so 这样. So he sincerely, he truly, from the bottom of his heart, wanted to hand out. So what about hand out? What is hand out? What do you mean by hand out? When you are saying that you want to hang out with someone else, what does that mean? 讲义 Well, that is when you use it as a noun, then that will be 讲义. But do you think that it's 讲义 here? Yes, of course. If you make it a noun, it is 讲义. That's right. But here, it's a verb. It's a verb. So, what do you mean by hang out here? To hang out means to go out with someone and perhaps do nothing. Okay, doing nothing. For example, you like to hang out with your friends on weekends, right? So that means you like to go out with your friends on the weekends. Okay, so that means to hang out. Okay, to hang out. Okay, so he wants to hang out with Augie and really be his friend. Therefore, so he apologized. He apologized in order to make peace. Okay, so here we have another phrase here. What do we mean by make peace? Make peace. 进去. Who wants to answer? What do you mean by make peace? 和好. That's right. Okay, that means they wanted to be friends again. Okay, so they want to make peace. They want to be friends again. So this move. Okay, so another question. What is move here? It is a noun instead of a verb. Okay, so tell me, how do you explain move? The word move here. Anyone? 举动, that's right. Okay, 这个举动, okay, the action, the act, okay, very good. So this behavior, 举动, okay, save their friendship, which means their friends, they have get back together to be friends again. Okay, so that means they save their friendship. In fact, they became even better friends than before, which means because right now they are really friends from the bottom of their hearts. So they know each other better and they become better friends than before. Okay, so that is exactly what happened when you do something wrong and you apologize to someone, and then good things will happen. Okay, so this part of the story tells us that if you make a mistake, you really need to apologize, say sorry to that person, so that you can make everything go away, and then you will back together. Okay, so please remember, never hesitate to say sorry to the person that you have made mistake to. Okay, for example, if you say something hurtful to your classmates, for example, say that somebody is fatty, shorty, okay, something like this, okay, and that person will get hurt. Okay, that person will get hurt. So when you realize that, you need to say sorry. Okay, I am seeing that you are looking at some people. So is that what happened in the class? Okay, be careful about your words. Okay, be careful about your words. Do not say any hurtful words to your classmates. Okay, in one. Are you seeing anyone? Okay, so friendship is really fragile, okay? We need to be very careful to maintain your friendship, maintain your relationship, okay? So let's take a look at the parts. Okay, so the first question again will be therefore, okay? Will be therefore. Okay, what is the function of therefore here, and why does the author not put therefore at the beginning of the sentence? So let's get back to the paragraph. You can see that here, therefore is here. Okay, so usually when you use therefore, you will put that in the beginning, right? But here it is actually at the in between the subject and the verb. Why? Why does the author put it in this way? Why? Why does the author put that in this way? Why? Team 3.强调是 Jack 做的 okay? So he wanted to emphasize that, okay? 是这样。Any other answers? Any other answers? Any other answers? Any other answers? Why? Any other answers? Why? Why does the author put that in this way? Actually, most of the time, the author tries to add more variety to the sentence. 好，通常是为了要增加一些多样性，好，增加一些变化。Okay, variety. But in this case, here actually, when you put that in the middle of the sentence, usually that focuses the flow of the story instead of the logical consequence. OK， 好，这边有点难以理解哈，我们要提醒大家一下，当你呢把 therefore 放在中间的时候，基本上，一般来讲我放前面是为了要让他说，前面就是原因 ，therefore 后面这边就是结果，一般来讲是这样。前面是原因，后面是结果。Something happened, therefore something comes afterwards. Okay, so that will be usually you will go in this way. But in this case, 好，在这个状况之下，他把它放中间，是让故事稍微有一个简单的一个小断点，然后呢，让故事的流转呢会更加的流畅，因为重点不是在那个这件事情的前跟后，而是后面要带出来的故事。所以你可以把 therefore 放在中间。Okay, so usually when you put that in the middle, you will focus on the flow. Okay, flow. 我们在唱这个 rap 的时候会有 flow 吧，对不对？流动，故事的流动性。Okay, so that will be the focus here. So we put therefore in the middle instead of in the beginning. Okay, and the next question will be apologize. Okay, so here I want you to write down the answers here on your whiteboard. Okay, each team pick one person. Each team pick one person to answer the question on your board. I only have 3 teams here. Okay, first question, preposition. And the second question, you typically an apology when you say those words, which means you need to apologize to Sydney, okay? And the third question, he won't accept your apology for you are late again, okay? So those who know the answers, pick the pen and write down your answer on the whiteboard. Pick one person. Quickly. Yes, each team. the pen? If you have finished, give me the pen. Well, maybe you need to wait for a moment. Okay. Offer. Okay. Okay. Anyone need a pen? Here. Okay, thank you. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Okay, so team, actually most of the team have identical answers, but team, question two have more different answers. Okay, most people answer all, and there are two teams. One team answer make, and team three said that it's offer. Okay, so let's take a look at the answer. So here is my answer. Apologize to someone for something. Okay, so remember, this one is all correct. Okay, so the first question is all correct. 2 and 4. To somebody for something. Okay, to somebody for something. And the second question, you all 欠我一个道歉. Not make. Okay, definitely not make. Make is a very, very common verb, but not everything goes along with make. Okay, so remember, this all in your handouts. 这个才是讲义的意思. Okay, everything is in your handouts. Okay, so remember to read them carefully. Tomorrow we are going to have a quiz. So remember to read your handouts carefully. Okay. So, but some teams have made it a past tense. Usually, 你欠我一个道歉. Do you think that happened? 你欠Tiffany一个道歉. Do you think that it's already happened? No, it's not happening. So it's not in the past. It's actually something supposed to be in the future. So please remember that you do not use past tense. Okay, do not use past tense. You only use the present tense. Okay, so make it present tense instead of past tense. Okay, so those who, for example, team 1 and team 4, team 5, team 6, and team 7 and 9. Okay, remember, that is not happening. It's not something in the past. It's something in the future. So make it present tense. Okay, make it present tense. Okay, so remember that. Okay, and accept your apology means that you apologize, but that person does not accept it. So that will be accept your apology. Okay, so that is how we use this word. And here you can see that we actually learn two forms, two parts of speech. One is the verb, apologize. And the other one is the noun, apology. So here we have already learned two parts of speech for this word. Okay? And then in fact, it's actually a very, very important word when you want a twist in your story, right? So here, why do we use the word in fact here? And I want you to explain that usage, okay? But since we have little time, so I'm going to give you the answer here. So let's take a look at here. So when you use in fact, usually you want to offer more details, okay? Okay? So here I have this sentence, but I can make another sentence for you. For example, when we say 赵元 is a good student, okay? 赵元 is a good student. In fact, he is always number 1 in our class. Number 2, he always hand in the assignments. Okay, on time. And number 3, he always helps the classmates when they are in need. Is that right? No, no, no. Okay, and people may say that, can we use it in a negative way? Can we use in fact in a negative way? Of course, yes. Okay, for example, let's make another sentence. When we say, Danny is the best student. Okay, Danny is the best student. In fact, he did not listen to the teacher. He did not listen to the teacher. Number two, he always cheated on the parents. He always cheated on the parents. Number three, he has a lot of girlfriends, okay? In fact, that is really, really bad of him, okay? So is that true? No, not true, okay? So are you a good student or a bad student? No, there's nothing in middle, okay? Are you a good student or a bad student? Good student. So in fact, you can say, when I say that you are a bad student, you should say that, in fact, I am a good student. So here, this to my second usage. Here, this to my second usage. To create a contrast, 对比, okay? To create a contrast, 对比. So when you use in fact, we have two scenarios. First of all, offer more details about the thing you are trying to say. And the second one is to create a contrast, okay? Create a contrast. For example, here, Mary doesn't like living in New York. In fact, she's planning to move to California. So here we have the contrast. Doesn't like New York, but likes California. Okay, so she's planning to go there. Okay, so here we have a contrast here. Okay, so that will be how you use in fact. Okay, that will be how you use in fact. Okay, and then even. Okay, do you remember that we say even better than before? Even better than before. So why do we use even here? Even here is actually to modify 修饰. Okay, in case you don't know the English, I have the translation for you. Modify a comparative adjective. Okay, so it's actually to modify a comparative adjective. For example, better, even bigger, even worse. Okay, that will put even before a comparative adjective. Okay, and what else? Are there any other words that you can use to modify the comparative adjective? Okay, I want two teams to write down the answer on the whiteboard. Okay, team two. Okay, one person to go here. And team four. Where's team four? Okay, pick one person. Any other words? As many as you can. What are the words that you can use to modify the comparative? Okay, our handicapped classmates, physically disadvantaged. Is it so or so much? Okay. So only one word. Only one. Okay. Very good. Okay, team 4, the answers are very good. Far, usually we do use so, okay, but far, much, a lot, a little, they are all correct, okay. The only one that we don't use will be so, okay, so we will cross this. This one is not correct. Far, much, a lot, and a little. So in this case, team 2 only offers one answer, and that will be much, okay. Much is of course correct, but there are some other words that you do not mention. So let's take a look at my answer here. So the answer will be so much, okay. Even, not, still, far, a lot, and a little. And I want you to write that down on your textbook because this is usually will be on your exam questions, okay. So this one is important. Write that down. So the words that we use here will be this, okay? But team 4 has done a very good answer because almost all of their answers are correct. Okay, so team 4, good job. Okay, but remember, here the most important thing is remember that you don't use very or more, okay? Very or more cannot be put in front of a comparative adjective, okay? So do not say very better, or more better. They are incorrect. They are incorrect. Okay. This is the mistake that you usually make when you are doing the exams. Okay. So remember, do not say very better, very worse. They are incorrect. They are incorrect. And also, do not say more better. Okay. They are also incorrect. Okay. Okay. Did you finish? You finished? Okay, and then we are going to paragraph 4. Okay, and again, I want one team to read paragraph 4, the first part for us. Okay, so let me see. Team 6. Okay, we only have 2 people. Okay, so you will split. Okay, which one goes first? Okay, you need to be louder. So you read it all by yourself. Okay, so here. In paragraph 4, we know that we have the climax of the story, right? Because they are going camping trip. They are going camping trip. So first of all, gradually. What do you mean by gradually? What do you mean by gradually? Team 7. Team 7. Gradually. What do you mean by gradually? Little by little. Okay, so gradually will be little by little. So little by little, many of his friends began treating him better because they know that he's a nice person. He is a smart person. He's a good person. So they wanted to make friends with him. So they also start to realize how nice and funny he really was. Okay, so my second question is this. How do you explain funny here? Number 9, team 9. Team 9. Which one?有趣的 okay, 有趣的 So how about fun? 有趣的乐趣 okay? But you know that fun can also be an adjective. It is not only a noun, it also can be an adjective. So here, funny. Usually when you say something is funny, that means something makes you laugh. For example, when somebody is doing an ugly face, you will say, wow, that's funny. Okay, that's funny. But when you are saying that somebody is funny, you can have two different meanings. First of all, you want to compliment him that he is a person that makes people happy. So is there anyone that you can think of to describe him as funny? Anyone? Is there anyone that you can think of, you believe that you can use the word funny to describe him? Amy, okay, where's Amy? Right. Okay, so Amy is a funny person, okay, because he makes people laugh all the time, okay, so you can say that he's a funny person, okay. So remember, it can be a good way, but it can also be used in a bad way, okay. When you say something is funny or somebody's funny, sometimes it refers to that person is ridiculous, and you will say that something is funny, okay. So you need to see the context to decide whether it's good or bad, okay. Okay, and then they realized that he is a nice person, and touching him was no longer a taboo. Do you know what taboo is? What is a taboo? 禁忌, that means something you cannot do. For example, usually for me, for a teacher, to touch the body parts of you is a taboo for me, okay? Which means I cannot, as a teacher, I cannot touch you, okay? I cannot touch you or hit you or beat you, okay? Of course, I won't do that, okay? So I won't do that. That's against the law. It's illegal, okay? So that will be a taboo. That means something you cannot do. Or for example, in my class, F word will be a taboo, which means you cannot say any F word in my class. Okay? Okay, so be careful about the words you use. Okay, so F word will be a taboo in my class. Okay, so as summer approach means come near, come closer. Okay, so as summer, when summer is near, and Augie joined the class for a 3-day camping trip. Okay, so here, did you see 3-day? Remember, that is what we say a compound adjective, 复合形容词. Any compound adjective that involves number, remember, singular instead of plural. So you say 3-day camping trip instead of 3 days camping trip. So we say a 5-year-old child. We do not say a 5-year-old child. We do not say that. We say 5-year-old child. Okay, so any compound adjective involves numbers. Do not use plural. Do not add s. We say always use it in a singular form. Okay? Okay, so let's take a look at how we analyze the sentence. We also started to realize how nice and funny he really was, and touching him was no longer a taboo. Okay, so here I want you to analyze. 好，那么要记得，就像我刚刚讲的一样，当你在分析句子，我要的是主词、动词这些东西。Okay, so each team pick one person and write it down on your whiteboard. One person, come here. We will go. Remember, in the sentence we have two parts. Okay. The first part will be here and that will be the second part. Okay, so you need to pay attention to the first subject and the second subject, the second verb. Okay, so any team that is ready, get your pen and write down the answer. Quickly. And again, remember, each time the whiteboard will be one score for you, for your team. Okay. Okay. Okay, team 1, team 2, team 4. Okay. 7. You need to wait for the pen. Here. 没有。
分词构句。
Okay, so for now, team 2, team 6, and team 8 and 9. Okay, these answers are almost all correct. But team 5, you have given a very interesting answer, 分词构句. Not every answer is 分词构句, you know that? Okay, 对。各位，不是我问的每个问题都是分词构句，好吗？你不要看到ing就觉得它是分词构句，好吗 ？This one is actually not, okay? It's truly is not 分词构句. It's not participle construction. Here, okay, the answer will be like this, okay? That will be the final moment, so I need you to pay attention for 1 more minute. Here, 主词、动词、受词 the subject, the verb, and the object. So they also start to realize. So the object here will be another noun phrase. Okay, so again, like I said before, how 形容词、主词加动词。Okay, so here 多么的怎么样？ Something to a degree. So it means that he is really a nice and funny person. And is another sentence. Touching is the subject, and was be verb, and no longer taboo. That will be the subject component. Okay, so actually many teams have already had the correct answer, but team 5, raise your hand, team 5. Remember, we are not using any 分词构句 in this sentence. Okay, so be careful about how you see the sentence. Okay, so that's all for today. I'll see you in the afternoon. Okay, class dismissed.